Hello, hi, welcome to Lugal's World. We have a very special guest here. Isaac, please tell us about yourself quickly before we begin.
First of all, it's a pleasure to be with you again. I do shamanic work for the last 25 or 26 years. And which means I really work, I teach all around the world. I wrote a few books. And I was very lucky to be initiated into the Quichua tradition of Ecuador, of the high Andes. My title is a Yachak, or I am a Taita, which means elder. And also for the Canamari in the Rio Negro area in Brazil. So I'm a Pache. Both different traditions from the Amazon basin of northern Amazon and the high Andes of Ecuador. And I live in New York City. I'm also the publisher of Shaman Portal. Shaman Portal is the largest shamanic Facebook page and resource center on our website for all things shamanic. So I'm very happy to be here with you.
Thank you. Guys, check out his stuff. Links in the description. And yeah. So we were talking about, I had become nocturnal now. So I'm waking up at like 2:30 p.m. So what is your perspective on this?
So there are two different perspectives of that, of course. But if you talk about indigenous shamans, or indigenous people, they go to sleep when the sun sets down. In other words, they are following the rhythm of nature. So when the sun rises, human people rise, and when the sun sets, human setting themselves to go to sleep. And that's with accordance to the cycle of nature. They usually wake up around 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, preparing themselves for the day. They do their meditations, they do their exercises, and they also drink guayusa, or they drink any kind of drinks to warm the system, and they prepare for the day. There is also the understanding that our body have a system where it heals different parts of our body. So around the time when the body slow down, there's beginning a new activities in our physical body. The digestive system starting to act and to break down the food, to send information to the body. Our brains start to dream or send information to the other parts of the universe to connect to the universe. Our brain disconnects from our muscles, muscle body, or the connection between the muscles and the mind is severed. So there is a complete rest. And so every hour or so in our body is correcting itself. So there is an hour, like around 9 o'clock in the evening or at night, the blood is starting to clean up. At 10 o'clock, the liver is starting to process the poison, and so on. So it is, in the shamanic point of view, it is very important to follow the rhythm of nature, because the body is correcting itself at that time. Now, with the advent of electricity and all the other destruction that we have, we of course we extended the daytime, and that doesn't really work with our physical body, because our physical body is still continue to act as of any other animal. And so I'm not quite sure about if it's going to go well with you. But all I can tell you that I am also nocturnal. I was for many years I was an artist, and my best hours to start creating art or to write or to be is actually between midnight and 2 o'clock in the morning. This is where I get sharp, I get more connected to the cosmos. This is where I am more alive, or my creativity is more alive. There's a stillness in the air. I get more focus. I get more creative thinking. And I think that that's also part of artists or the seekers who are looking into the cosmos for answers. So like anything else in the shamanic work, there's always dualism. There's never really one answer that is absolutely true. So I can't say that you're doing anything wrong. I'm just saying that you might want to look at giving your body a break, maybe once a week or so that the brain can get clearing or cleansing, and your stomach, your digestive system, your heart process, all going back into the rhythm of life. Maybe that would be like a solution to work in between the two systems.
Or a compromise could be living in the Agartha underground in the abyss, and I'll be happy as a clam, and I'll go to bed at sunset. So.
Well, I think you have to go with your guts, with where your body, your soul wants to lead you. But on the other hand, you may want to also look at the physicality of our nature, and from time to time, when you realize, when your body tells you that it's time for you to rest, to take a break, to go to sleep early, and that's what I personally do when I feel like I'm totally wasted after weeks of going to sleep really late. I give myself permission to go to sleep early to rejuvenate my body.
Yeah, I just figured that I would be able to protect myself from all the normie worries if I'm falling asleep and my brain's getting blasted with DMT. And then when I awake and all the normies, so I don't have to hear all their normal thoughts when they sleep, then I get to hear their dreams when the DMT is blasting all the normies and they're having all these adventures and wild things.
So. But sometimes you overdo it with your brain, or is over exhausted, and it may not be so healthy for the brain to go empty in many ways. Our brain is a big muscle, and it needs rest, and it needs sugar and fat to.
Well, what if the invader aliens come and the dragons can eat us during the daytime, and we have to sleep during the? Shouldn't I prepare?
So here we talk about phobias. We're not talking about something that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
The most sleep deprived you are, the more chances that you will meet aliens.
Can't wait. Okay. I want to know about So it was really Itzhak last time he was seeing in the spirit world my great grandmother and my mother around me, which I thought was really fascinating because I had two other psychic people be able to sense these people's presence. And I had another shaman on the show, and she said she took care with me of them. I'm wondering, are they still here or not?
I don't see them very much.
Yes,
Maybe it's
she did it.
maybe it's the color background. I don't know. I have a feeling that did you do any work after a session?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It seems like you. It seems like you've done some work there. That they resign. I mean, they are not altogether out. They are around, but they are not as possessive or as um, obsessive around you.
So is this the idea of like which part of their essence or soul or whatever you want to call it is lingering around? Because I was just watching a video on Gigi Young's channel about the death process, and there's like all these different parts. So which part of them is the part that's left behind? Is it the part of them that's me, or is it something different? Or
No, it's nothing to do with you. It's definitely part of their soul that probably did not trust that you can make it in your life.
Mm.
That they feel the responsibility to your life. It's their possessiveness that does not believe, and so they feel obliged to stay here and make sure that your life would be um, going well.
so what's amazing is that after we cleaned them out this week, I had the most I had some of I had the biggest strides in this whole YouTube career possible. Like I had we went to I met this video production guy. I met, collaborated with someone. It was so magical. Like everything opened up this week. Like I even I went on a date, which I could never have date. I have like people repellent or something. And yeah, so guys, if
How
you're
was
having
the date?
blocks in your life, it's probably your ancestors preventing you. So you need to go find a shaman or just sit with or you should tell us about how, if people are feeling there's like different blocks in their life and it could be an ancestor, what are some the information that they should do to resolve this?
I think last time I told you about um, experiences that I had with ancestors or grandparents or parents that were trying to control the people, their son or daughters, which is kind of similar to what you had. Um, and so that is one way. You have to understand that when soul depart, uh, their physical body depart, but their soul sometimes stays here with us, or hovering around us if they don't feel complete, if they don't feel like they fulfill their life purpose here, if they don't trust the people that they are supposed to protect, which is what was in your case, or if you know like the woman with that put her nails in her daughter's shoulder, she was never really wanted to detach from her. So sometimes people like me can see it and talk to them, or you can ask yourself a question: who is that soul or spirit that are still hovering around you? And you can do a shamanic journey. You can ask other shamans to journey for you. But most likely a lot of issue that in our life is controlled by soul of relatives or people who passed away that are connected with you that are not complete. There are some spirit, I don't know if I told you that story, but that are here to take revenge because they could do that while they were here in the physical form. So they come to punish you or to punish you for the sake of another person. That happens too.
Yeah, like my I think my I think I have a sister who was aborted by my mother, so maybe that's something too.
Well, that could be it too. You know, that also could be possible. Yeah. But I think that in your
Which
case,
I feel really sad because my the only people connected on my mother's side are and they won't talk to me because I'm spiritual. So I really would have liked to have a sister or something. And then my uncle, yeah, they're too rich to be my friend.
well, um, why don't you friends with him?
Friends with who?
Friend with your uncle.
They don't like me because I'm spiritual and I still believe in Christ. I believe in the devil too, and I worship the devil as much as I worship Christ. But I definitely worship Christ and the who I see as the God of the Sun, and so they have big problems with that because
Yes.
they are still bitter from the Holocaust. So
No, I understand. I understand why they would have a problem.
yeah,
But you can definitely send them love and light. So,
absolutely.
so the whole idea of good and evil, or God and the devil, or is that our work as a spiritual person is not to worship the darkness, but is to send light into the darkness. So it's about how do you project your love, your light, your God into the darkness. And maybe that's what something that they would love. The moment you turn it into darkness, you're you're losing control, or you joining the dark forces.
I'm trying to join everything equally. I want to make it so every single side is like, oh, they're joining us. He just joined us, and I'm like, I kind of joined everyone equally. That's my goal. They all got me signed up. They're like, oh, he's on our side, and then they actually check, and I'm on everyone's side equally. That's what I want.
Well, you have to understand that the dark forces are heavy energy that are their whole purpose is to slow the rhythm of life or the flow of life. All they want is to choke you down. There is no uh, good outcome for the dark energies.
I think there's a lot of different kinds of darker energies. And I mean, that's also subjective, right? We're darker entities to certain beings, right? To the more light beings that are like super light beings. We're demons to them, aren't we? Aren't we dark? Wouldn't they say the same about us?
No, because we struggle, of course, between the two of them. I mean, in all of us, you have like we have the feminine part and the masculine part. We also have the light part and the dark part. Those are those are universal. That's nothing that. But essentially, we are light worker. Essentially, what each of us purpose is to bring that light into the darkness. Is to create the flow of life. So inside our body, we have the river of light. Those are the energy that flow throughout us. It's called the Rio de Luz. So those rivers of light, this is the life force that flow with us. The dark forces wants to stop that, to stop the flow. And in many ways, was your grandmother because of she was so uh, possessive and so powerful.
She sounds like Saturn, honestly. She was heavy.
Yeah,
Over, she's a very Saturnian kind of
yeah,
being, and that's in my chart as one of my worst karmas is with the moon and with Saturn. Some of my biggest issues.
yeah. So the one way to do it is, well, you can surrender to it and just like, okay, so that's my, or you can say, I understand that, and I could, my work would be to reflect light on it, to lessen the, which is what basically what you did this week. You were talking to her, so the flow of life started to flow. So you can have a date, you can have more business coming your way. There's a beginning of.
And this is what I'm saying about shadow work. What you said is very fascinating about. I have this theory that when we listen to the darkness in us, when we listen to the demons, because there's these, I see them as these helpful friends that are coming and saying, "Oh, here's this issue that you can address here. We're in pain. Here's what's happening." And I'm not saying that they always have that attitude. And I feel like when we listen to them, I feel like it frees them up, those darker sides of ourselves, to actually be directed by us consciously and be able to bring us what we want, or what our conscious mind is moving towards. What would you say? I'm curious.
I'm not sure. I think that the dark forces really latch on to trauma that you experience sometimes in your early childhood, or that gave them room to settle inside you. And so, whenever you are uh, confronted with the dark shadows, you may want to look at what are they eating, what are their food, what is the fear, what is that shadow, whatever you want to call it, what is the uh, dark energy within you, the fear, the trauma that enable them to settle in your energy field, to create blocks in your energy field. So that is where you want to start do healing or sending light to. Uh, Most likely for people who are nocturnal, uh, the the traumas or the issues for not going to sleep early sometimes comes because of fear or nightmare that we had in a very late at night, or whenever we and not going to sleep is a way to avoid confronting them and transforming them into creativity or into other things.
I do feel safer when I sleep during the day because I'm kind of creeped out by the whole sleep process a little bit.
Of course, well,
It's kind of, it's,
of course.
it's a little bit creepy. I've heard that like different beings go and like feast on our consciousness then. So I'm like, okay, it might be better to sleep during the day or something.
Well, ask yourself, when did you go to sleep at when you were a child, and what happened to you in the darkness?
I don't know. But I love caves. I love the abyss. I love darkness. So be awake during it. You know?
Uh, I'm not doubting it, but I'm asking yourself, if you are not going to sleep, are you protecting yourself from those evil spirits that when you close your eyes, they have free field to enter into you?
I always go towards the evil spirits. I'm like the person in the horror movie who goes towards the thing. So
And what was your more memorable nightmare?
as a child, oh, I remember a lot of nightmares as a child. Yeah.
Of course. Well, it's becoming a habit of protecting yourself.
No, this is the first time I've ever tried to be nocturnal. I'm just doing it because I want to. I want to try something new, see what happens. Shake it up.
So I know that quite a lot of children have fear or unexplained fear where they see aliens and they see entities and they see witches and all kind of dark forces that are in their dreams, and it's also always they express their fear that they have inside themselves. And one of the thing about going to sleep is about relaxing, is about surrendering to forces that is outside of you that you have no control. That's what sleep is about, right? You put your heads on the pillow, and you just melt into that. You're losing the ability to control, and then you pass on into the world of dreams.
I'm a little more skeptical than you are with this stuff.
Skeptical is good.
I feel like us sleeping is a higher dimensional McDonald's for them to come and have a nice meal. I don't know.
Oh, but you have to remember that you are in your mind is also sending their messages or calling them or connecting with them. It's not just them coming to you. There's a two-way street here.
It's a vibrational match. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to know. So it was so amazing what you were talking about in our last call. Tell us about I was thinking about it the whole week. The 50 years you've been talking about. So amazing. I'm gonna get my something while you're explaining. Yeah, please tell us about the 50 years.
Oh, you're wearing your protection.
It's from my very close friend. Um, yeah, I forgot to put it on in the morning.
So what did you wanted to ask about?
The 50 years, the transitioning into the feminine age, away from all the parasitical masculine, and just painting a picture for people watching what time period this is. Steiner and Sri Yukteswar said that during the birth of electricity, that ended the Kali Yuga, and now we're moving out of the Kali Yuga into maybe in about, I think, 1,000 years from now is like the climax of the golden age. And so we're just stepping in, we're dipping our feet into this on the tectonic plates of the two epochs. And so we're seeing great, tremendous shifts into this next epoch. I do have, so I want you to answer that question uh, the best you can. I love to see where we are on the timeline, because if we don't know, then we don't have we don't have an ability to influence what we don't know about. So I'd like us to be able to know what the hour is, what the time is. What should we be doing during this time? Yeah.
It's very interesting to me that many traditions, uh, not just the Quichua in the high Andes or the Mayans, um, there are so many different cultures that talks about the prophecy, the changing of time. And I think we talked about before that in the Quichua tradition or the Inca tradition, they talk about a new period begin, the prophecy of the condor and the eagle, that 500 years uh, the after the the Spaniard conquered the South America. It's the biggest colonialism, the biggest Holocaust for South America. The European came there and created a whole new society based on masculinity, based on army, industrial, and dissemination of the indigenous people. So 500 years after that, there's which began in 1993. That 500 years is called Pachacuti, or correction of time. That time is where we are now. And they foresaw that in the next 500 years, it's going to be the return of the feminine energy, or the return of our practice of honoring the earth, our practice of living with our heart, with our intuition. It will be a time where we can share, we can communicate, we share the resources instead of fighting, instead of wars, instead of the industrialization. It will be a time where they will give us their wisdom, and we will give them our know-how, the industrialization. And so there will be more of a time of cooperation. That time started 30 years ago, but last time when the older Pachacuti happened, it took about 80 years for this to settle in. So we are now still not waiting, we are in the middle of that changes of Pachacuti, or a period of time between the eagle, the domineering industrialization forces of the North, the colonialism, the imperialism, into accepting the softer part of ourselves, softer, or the heart, Condor's heart of South America. And with that, we have a transition of people who never got the message, or people who are still afraid of losing control. All the big corporations, the dictators, all the emperors, like we have here, and it's in the United States, and in Israel, it's in Turkey, in Russia, in almost everywhere. You have a dictator who still wants to hold on to power. This is where we are now. We are in a very dramatic time of change, where we don't really know what will be the next day. And it's almost like a vortex that we are constantly losing control. But you could see, if you fly above that, you could actually see that the world is changing. You can see that there are more women now in government. There are more gay rights, or gay marriage is acceptable. You can see that there are more energy to global warming, or protecting the earth. That direction is continued to grow. That is the prophecy. Unfortunately for us, we live in the eye of the storm, and we hardly can see it. We just feel the stress. We feel the uncertainty. That's why we have to really understand what the indigenous people prophecies are. And you can see this also in the new Baktun with the Mayan. It's a new beginning of time. And you can see that in Native American prophecies. You can see it in Tibetan prophecies. This is a time of change, and we are really lucky to be in that time, although it's not very easy.
Why are we lucky to be born at this time?
We are witnessing a change. We are the agents of change. That's why it's so important for you and for all the people that are listening, to understand that we are now in a time where each person is the tipping point. We are now in that time, and we have to come together as force. for good. And if you talk about evil, and if you talk about dark forces, you can say that all those dictators that are trying to control the old way, to have more money, more greed, more power. These are the evil spirits. And the more people are awakening now, the more people who are signing up or, for being agents of change or work, or being light worker, the faster the change will be.
That makes sense. Yeah. So everyone get excited because the future is bright. The future is full of the goddess. Conscious awareness and honor of the goddess. And that was my whole awakening experience, was the mother, the goddesses, and all of the ogresses. In my underworld experience, it was, mostly feminine. I experienced the great spider. I experienced Mother Mary. I experienced the ogresses. I experienced the big fat fertility goddess, like the statue. I experienced my feminine side, my anima. Judith A. Buchanan was her name. I experienced Ma'at, the female judge. I experienced, just so many different sides of the feminine. Oh, Lilith was the first one who invited me to the underworld.
But you see, all of those.
Oh, you touch your nose when I said Lilith.
all those goddesses are manifestation of Pachamama, of Mother Earth. And that, I think that it's very important that we see goddesses everywhere, but they are all at the end our connection to the mother, the real mother, the Mother Earth.
What do you mean? What do you mean? There has to be more mother in the universe than just the earth. Like, what about the sky? What about mother? What about the womb of the stars? Isn't that not a mother beyond the earth?
In the way we look at it, our mother, or the earth, is the ultimate mother. She's the Alpha Mama, the big mama, the, the big mama that she had the womb inside her. She had the core, the magma, the gravitation that hold us together, give us grounding. She is pouring passion, pouring sexuality, pouring life.
You talked about the lava, yeah.
The lava is the blood of the earth, and it's the passion of the earth.
Amazing.
Of course. Have you been to? You visit Madame Pele in the Big Island of Hawaii?
I'm manifesting it right now, since you said so. Why am I there? And I'm going to the sacred sites.
Well, if you have a chance to go and visit with her there on the Big Island, where the lava flow into the ocean, you can see how the core of the mother, the blood of the mother, from her vagina, they come from the mountains, is pouring into the ocean and creating life. It's so important for all of us to give thanks to Mother. The Mother give us the water. The Mother give us the trees, the plants, the animals. Everything that we have all our life is come from the Mother, and that's why you can see in all the traditions. In the Jewish tradition, there's a Shekhinah or Lilith. It's all uh, gratitude to the mother. And in the last Pachakuti, the time of the masculine, it was all about the power of the masculine energy. It was not about honoring the mother. It was about taking the resources of the mother in order to serve the masculine forces. Occupation, imperialism, building factories, consumption. It's about taking from the earth without giving to them. And if you, the difference between indigenous people and our society is that whenever they take something from the earth, first of all, they ask for permission. But the second thing is they put something back because they know the relationship that they have with the mother. And it's in the same way that you have a relationship with your mother, that she gives you back everything she have, but you have to give her back too. You have to honor it. So, in other words, we were very selfish for the last 2,000 years.
Yeah, makes sense. I want to know what you think about vegetarianism and specifically the spiritual effects. What's your thought? Should we be vegetarians, or should we, or what's the different pros or cons to eating vegetarian or not? I'm curious, or a vegan.
You know, when I came first to the Amazon and the Andes, to Ecuador there, I was a vegetarian at that time. I thought that I am very spiritual because I only eat vegetables.
Yeah.
And I was like really disappointed that the shamans eat meat. I mean, don't they know better?
Yeah.
I'm the spiritual. And then one afternoon, we heard a gunshot, and the next thing we knew, they cooked us a great meal from that beautiful big animal.
Yeah.
And I ate it. And when I ate that meat, the meat was alive. The meat was I can really feel how that energy of that animal is nourishing my body. And I started to understand that they live with reverence with their animals. And they understand that as much as they provide for the animals, for their environment, the animal gives to them. And there's a relationship and relationship and gratitude. So they are doing that with honoring the animal. They aren't harvesting it. They're not selling it. They're not making money. It's for them, for nourishing them. Now, there are a lot of research that put electrode on vegetables and plants and trees, and that shows that trees and vegetables have feelings too.
Yeah.
They know when you go to harvest them, and they warn their counterpart. So I do believe that lettuce have feelings, and I do believe that carrot have feelings.
Yeah.
And we still eat them. It doesn't make us better. So I think that the more important part is how you eat and what you eat, and if you honor the food that you eat. So I'm not advocating for vegetarians. I don't think that it makes that it's a good build for your body. Some people can do it, and some people type can't do it. But I think that it's important for us to really honor the food we eat, to know where it comes from, to make sure that it's nutrition, and to give thanks to the food that we eat. Because when we give thanks to the food, the food is also absorbed in our body better. We are able to get more nourishment from that. No, the shamans that I know, most of them or almost all of them, are not vegetarians. It is totally something that is made up in the North, in the Western. And I'm not.
What about Buddhism?
I don't know where. I don't.
They teach vegetarianism. It's really big in Buddhism. So it's. Would you really say it's made up in the West if it's like been in Buddhism for like millennia?
Do Buddhists eat fish?
I don't. I believe there's some Buddhists who eat meat, but from what I understand, it's mainly not a meat eating thing. Yeah, Guan Yin's telling people not to eat any meat.
I'm not. I'm not suggesting that this is the only truth. Like we said earlier, there's always two truths to everything in shamanism, and you have to find a way in between the two of them. Uh, but I believe in moderation. I believe in a balanced diet that honor our personal needs.
Yeah.
But I also believe that when you eat something, you want to thank it. You want to thank the people that planted it, that took care of it,
Yeah.
that cooked for it, to eat more consciously. I think that that's a lot more important to me. But if you ask me if I'm for industrialization of cows and of meat, no, of course not. That's totally. I actually stopped eating uh, cow meat when I flew over the Amazon and I saw how much damage or how much
Yeah.
forests were cut in order for us to eat burgers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I stopped eating that, immediately.
Definitely.
I didn't want to give more power or more money to industrialization or of food.
I have a question about can you take us through some kind of ritual right now?
Sorry?
Some sort. Can you take us through some kind of ritual in or something? Some kind of experience with the last bit of our time?
Sure. So I think you may want to practice that in order for you to connect with the negative energies. So close your eyes and put your legs on the floor. Yeah. And imagine, close your eyes, and imagine that you are drawing the magma, the energy of the mother, the molten lava, through the sole of your feet into your knees. Beautiful. Into your pelvis. Feel the energy of the mother. Feel the energy of passion, creative blood into the cauldron of fire. And at the same time now, from the top of your head, feel the energy of Tata Inti, your Father Sun, from the top of your head. Imagine the sun above you, sending a ray of light into the crown of your head. And take that energy and bring it into your head. Fill your head with light, spread it all in every cell of your brain, and take it through your throat and bring it into your heart. Bring all that energy of Tata Inti, Father Sun, through your head, through your throat, into your heart center. And at the same time, bring the energy of in your pelvis, in your sexual area, bring it to meet it in your heart. and feel that energy of the mother, the energy of the fire come up and meet in your heart and swirling around and mixing with the energy of the son, of the father, the masculine energy. And when you're ready, take all the energy within your heart and send it to every tree and every plant and every animal and every child and man and woman, equally to all. Feel all that energy around you with that energy of the mother and the father, the energy of light. Spread it all around, radiate it to all being on this earth, to every mountain, to every tree, to every stone. And set away all the darkness from that. You are becoming the sun. You are becoming the male and the female energy that meets in your heart. And then send all that light all around our globe, around our earth, and you can see how with all your heart power, you are enlightening, you are radiating this energy of love all around our earth. And the earth is radiating with beauty and love and light. And take a big breath in and take a big breath out. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Beautiful.
So this is one way when you are meeting with evil spirit or the shadows, and you want to bring the light. That's what you want to do. You want to protect yourself, create a shield of light all around you. But that shield of light has to be come from the sun or the father from above, the mother from below, to create that energy that is both of them, like we talked about, is male and female. It's not just one or the other. And that energy of bi-gender, you want to call it, is what surrounded with power the world, lighting the world.
I had a question about so my friend Joey from Library of the Untold, he did a new video about a lot of the megalithic structures, and it seems like ancient peoples warned us of the sun striking out, some kind of plasma blast from the sun, and then humans living underground and becoming underground dwellers and whatnot. So what's your opinion on that? And, do we have to look forward to that in the future, living underground because of the plasma blasts? Or what do the ancients, the shamans feel about this?
I never heard of it.
Mm.
Listen, there are so many different ideas. Uh, it's not totally far-fetched. There are cities that are built underground. There are cities in Israel that are built underground. There are cities in Turkey, in other places. It was a common thing to do because it's a very hot environment over there. So I'm not surprised that something like this could happen.
Well, I really appreciate you giving your valuable time and energy. And our viewers, please comment, please like, please check out his link in the description. Please become a member of our Patreon so we can bring you more shamans, can bring you more experiences like this. We would love to hear your thoughts on any of the topics. I read each and every one of the comments, so please be nice and respectful, and have a most magical rest of your life, and have the most blessed death process. May you have all of your friends, your shadow friends and light friends, accompanying you in the underworld, and giving you water and food as you go into the Bardos. May you make it out to your next incarnation. Om Namo Guanchen Buso. Om Namo Guanchen Buso.